Misfits on vinyl. My name is Spencer Streichert. I'm an actor, comedian, and one of your tits.
My name is Aaron, and that was one half-assed intro.
Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it fucking today.
Yeah, I'm feeling all right today. I'm very sore. I had a very busy weekend. I wanted to talk to you about it.
Yeah?
So I was in a curling tournament this weekend. And let's just say I'm really bad at curling.
What position were you playing?
I played a couple different positions, but I threw the rock. Everybody throws the rock.
Yep.
And everybody sweeps at some point. And but the first day, I was
Except for the skip.
Yeah. I was using an older gentleman there had a grandpa stick.
Oh, yep.
So I was using that because I'm a little fat and getting low and pushing did not seem like my forte.
I used that when I had a broken femur.
Yeah.
I was the only kid in high school fucking curling that was using the grandpa stick.
Yeah, I was using the grandpa stick. And then this grandpa was like, no, like I don't want to share my stick anymore. And I said, I thought you would be like happy that at your age there were so many people interested in your stick. But anyway, so he was like, no. So I had to learn to curl properly. And then my first throw, I ate shit, face planted, and hurt my shoulder.
Oh no.
So I was like not feeling very, very great after our first night of curling. So I no-showed our first game the next day. And I got a text like, dude, you gotta come, like we won, like we got a chance to play in the playoffs. I was like, all right. So
you piece of shit. You just let them you rode their coattails.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'll come. You guys clearly need my talent. So they're like, we'll secure you a grandpa stick. I'm like, awesome. No, I don't have to fucking go through that again. Like, I legitimately have like a problem with my shoulder. My shoulder popped out.
Fuck, dude.
Popped back into place. The sad part is I was like crouching down, so I only fell like maybe half a foot on the ice.
Yeah, but I mean it's pebbled ice.
Yeah.
Or peebled ice.
So playing our first game, it's going okay. I start sweeping, and the guy that none of us know how to curl, so he called us to start going heavy hard pretty late. So I had to run to catch up with the rock, and I fucking went straight backwards.
Oh,
smoked
dude.
my head, smoked my back. Oh yeah. So
oh fuck, man.
I was in incredible pain. Had to play a hockey game that night too for the beer league team. So I woke up yesterday. I was so stiff. Fucking stiff as a board, and Sarah went and got Icy Hot. I don't know if you ever used Icy Hot.
Oh, yeah.
It's not good.
No.
It fucking really hurt.
It does not feel good. One time I put it on my dick in high school.
Of course you did.
I thought it'd be funny. It was
just
not.
it really didn't get icy. It was literally just hot, all over my back, and my neck was hurting. So she put it on my neck, and it was not fun.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It does not feel good.
Yeah, so I've had a couple very awkward sleeps, and I'm still very sore today.
Fuck, dude. Well, that's shitty. I used to curl in high school, so I'm surprised to hear there's injuries involved with curling.
Yeah, it's
it kind of reminds me of snooker,
Let me tell you what, I didn't feel great about myself and about my current health when people were in their late 60s and they could curl no problem. And I, did not just say I didn't have a positive body image after walking away from that curling tournament. My ego was bruised along with multiple parts of my body.
Dude, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. That sucks.
Yeah, it was a disappointing athletic showing from myself.
I honestly, it's been a few years since I've had an athletic showing. The last one was before I got fat, so I don't think that it was as disappointing as I think,
Yeah, no, I was incredibly disappointed, but we won our hockey game, so that was good.
Nice. Did you get any goals?
I didn't score. I had a couple assists.
Nice.
But it was good. We won 8-1. We beat the commissioner's team.
Nice. Fuck you, Bettman.
Yeah, and he sent us this fucking terrible text message after the game. Yeah, he was very fired up. His team was very dirty. It was a very rough game. And we beat them bad. And he sent us this fucking text message after the game being like, just like a word of advice, if you don't want to face consequences from other teams, you shouldn't celebrate every goal like you won the Stanley Cup final. And like sent this long fucking like bitchy ass, like what a sore loser.
Dude, what a pussy.
Yeah,
what a pussy.
It
I'm
was
sorry.
really funny. We all roasted him in our group chat. And
Dude, what a fucking bitch.
we can't wait to beat him again, basically.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And now every goal is going to be celebrated like you won the Stanley
Yes,
Cup.
it's lower level evening, Friday, Saturday, men's beer league hockey, and some people take it very intensely.
Dude, the funniest part about that is like, I mean, shouldn't you be happy that you got a goal? I don't know. Like I would be stoked at this age if I fucking scored a goal. I'd be like, holy shit, really?
It's fun.
Yeah,
but he was a bit of a party pooper.
That's a part of the fun of it.
But anyways, that's all. You know.
Also, nobody there is going professional, so yeah, every
Definitely
goal
not.
is fucking exciting.
Definitely
every
not.
goal is a big goal.
Definitely not. It was funny. The game before this, Sarah took like a bunch of videos of me playing, and she was like, "Do you want to watch them?" And I'm like, "No." Like, absolutely.
Dude, I do.
I'm like, absolutely not.
We need to have a Misfits on Vinyl
My mixtape.
highlight reel.
My mixtape.
Yeah, an Aaron Walsh highlight reel.
Yeah, no, it's like
we'll fucking mix it up with some Survivor.
yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. It's like makes myself cringe when I have to watch that. Yeah, but anyways, we're 4-0. We're 4-0. We're doing well. That's what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is much less exciting.
I was gonna say, speaking of unimpressive performances, we're gonna talk about this Ben Shapiro, Tom McDonald song.
Man, it is rough.
Yeah, this is really funny. I did not have this.
It's exactly how I imagined he would rap, though.
Yeah, well, like for some reason he talks slower. He raps slower than he talks, which is like I think an impressive feat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have this on my 2024 bingo card. Ben Shapiro dropping a rap track
And a diss one at that.
Yeah.
Which word of advice: if you're gonna start rapping, don't start with a diss track.
No.
It's not gonna go as well as you think.
No, and just like the fact that he teamed up with Tom McDonald, who literally Tom McDonald, the only reason why he's popular is because he said stuff like, I'm not ashamed to be white. That's literally like, and he's like, I'm not a neo-Nazi, I just cater to them. Pretty much, yeah.
I feel like that would make you a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, well, like he's like, he's takes like very hard stances on things, but he doesn't want to, align himself quite with the groups he caters to. He's like, I'm not in the Ku Klux Klan. I just love shopping at Bed Bath & Beyond, wearing sheets. I'm just a ghost all the time. It's my main outfit.
Jesus goddamn Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So I wanted to read a couple lyrics off this. I want to read Ben Shapiro's verse specifically because it's pretty funny. Anyway, so it's their typical Tom McDonald song. He's rapping about the woke and how he doesn't promote gun violence, and he's not going to turn your daughter into a hoe and your son into a thug. Is basically the hook of the song.
I love that his whole idea of hip hop too is like a stereotype from 30 years ago.
Yeah. So Ben starts off with this great song with his verses. Look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo. My money like Lizzo. My pockets are fat, which is actually kind of a funny line.
That is a pretty funny line. I won't lie.
Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke. Homie, no cap. Look at the graphs. Look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You're going to prison. I'm on television.
No, you aren't.
Dog.
Ben Shapiro, you are not on television.
Dog, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section's all woke Karens. And I make racks off a compound interest. I'll live with your parents. Yeah, it's a very Ben Shapiro line.
The rhyme scheme there too.
Yeah,
there was a
I don't know how to, the start was very was easy to read, but the second part was a little bit more. I think it's a testament to Ben's cadence and flow.
Yeah.
On that little section there.
And his breadth of vernacular.
Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard #1.
Where is it on the Billboard charts?
I have no idea. But they're pushing it hard.
Yeah, they're really trying, man. They're really trying. I do find it funny, just because it's like it's one of those things where, yeah, like you said, it wouldn't have been on your bingo card, but it also like, I for some reason would have thought that maybe Jordan Peterson would have done that before Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's even like, I'll read a bit of Tom's verse because Tom is just like hitting like all the check marks of like a.
Right.
Yeah. They call me offensive, controversial. There's only 2 genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message because I'm the biggest independent rapper in the world. Freaking world. Claim that I'm racist. Yeah, all right. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right. That's his metaphor of choice.
Fuck, I mean, yeah, you used words. I don't know if any of them were in the right order.
I don't want to talk to folks who don't get it. Go woke, go broke, no hope, it's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But if you ain't pro-gun, no one to protect it. Where are the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down. They've all been replaced with BLM flags in the windows. Or make a rainbow.
Okay, I gotta say though, like I find it funny. Like, sorry to cut in again.
Go ahead.
But like, whenever anybody is like overly patriotic, it's a little ridiculous.
Well, Tom McDonald's Canadian.
Oh, fuck off! That's even worse, dude. That's even worse.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, if you're like, okay, as much as I hate people that are patriotic, if you're gonna be patriotic about your own fucking country.
Yeah.
You know.
This is what I love about like the music industry, that there's like when it ties into politics, there's no like platform for like people to make like extremely like left-wing anthems. Like, I don't think there's a lot of like, you know, a lot of people who are making like these sort of songs on the other side. It's only the right side that make these sort of songs.
It's true, and it's also like a lot of them too. Like, dude, did you ever listen to Chris Webby?
No, I've never listened
to Chris Webby used to be like, I used to dig his stuff, and then I think he went a little fucking anti-vax, alt-righty.
Yeah.
He's just like, he had great rhymes. He had this whole thing where he was releasing a new video on his channel every week, so he was writing a whole new song every week and dropping it, which, that's impressive. And don't get me wrong, the dude had talent, but like, there's nothing like that on the left. You know, like, there's not like...
well, it's just weird that, you know, that's literally why they have an audience. Like, you know, the hook was lame.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
The whole thing kind of sucked.
Yeah, like, it's just like it's literally checking every box, and like
it's no different than like, hey kids, don't do drugs, have some hugs. That's the fun. That's where it's
pretty
at.
Much.
Wear your hat when it's sunny out.
Pretty much. Like,
get straight A's in school because it's cool. Like, that's what like that was the equivalent, but like, for people that are, you know, afraid of their kids being transgender.
Yeah, do you remember when white rappers wanted to be black? Remember when that was a thing?
Now they're like, no, dude, I'm super fucking white.
And then every white person didn't want to listen to rap music. Now they want to listen to white-specific rap music. Only a certain audience. But yeah, it's funny. It's a weird thing I didn't expect to happen this year.
Dude, that's a fucking wild one.
Yeah, props to them for. I hopped on YouTube and I was like, oh, I'm gonna send this to like every person I know.
Dude, that was a great share. I probably would have found out about it, but I'm glad that you sent it to me and then showed me it because, woof, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then they like Ben Shapiro like was like wearing his hood up and like trying not to.
Oh God.
It's very funny.
God, he's so punchable, man. Like,
he definitely has one of those faces.
He's someone like I for sure like. Listen, like I wasn't a bully in high school, but I would have bullied Ben Shapiro in high school. You know,
probably.
I would have been like, "Fuck you, you idiot!" Throw him in a locker, one of the short lockers too, because he would have fit in it.
But honestly, like I know
I
know he didn't write that rap, but it's a Yarmulke, homie, no cap. That's a funny.
That is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
The other thing I thought was fuck, I just had something and now it's gone.
That's okay.
Oh fuck. Well, I mean, I'll move on to this thing because I think that it's kind of funny. The Taylor Swift AI porn.
Yes, you mentioned this to me.
Yes. So what happened was, so as we all know, there was a whole fucking actors strike about AI.
Yes.
And people were like, hey, don't use it to fucking fill in for actors. And the studios went, how about we just say you can opt out in your contract, but if you don't agree to it, then we just won't cast you, right? So basically nothing happened. And now AI is going to take over the world. That's why we're doing this podcast, because this is going to be the only form of fucking entertainment I can create in 10 years.
Well, I'm thinking at some point, too, like, we'll just subcontract out and we'll have AI do it for us. Like, dude. It'll be, we can go live our lives.
Dude, we just collect that fat paycheck from AI Misfits on vinyl.
Yeah. I mean, if Tom McDonald and Ben Shapiro can get, like, multiple millions of views on their rap song, I feel like there's an opportunity for anybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, but so Taylor Swift, the whole AI thing that happened with her recently was someone went on to like an AI generator. Like they didn't create the AI app themselves, but they input like Taylor Swift having sex at a Chiefs game, and they input a lot of other stuff. And dude, like you can obviously tell it's fake. Like that's the one thing I'll say right away. Like. Taylor Swift was not in a Chiefs stadium painted red with white "fuck me" painted on her chest. It's pretty obviously fake. She's not sucking someone's dick in the stadium. She's not fucking Mr. Krabs. She's not fucking Oscar the Grouch. Like there was some like really funny ones like Oscar the Grouch and Mr. Krabs where like Mr. Krabs is fucking your doggy style and like it's from the front and dude like
so
she looks hyper realistic. He looks like Mr. Krabs.
That's so terrible.
Dude, it's terrible. But like here's where it's kind of funny. Swifties are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And they found out who the dude was who fucking like input the stuff into the AI and doxed him.
I heard he got doxed. Yeah.
And then now Taylor Swift's gonna sue him, which is fucking insane because you should sue the people that created the fucking AI app to begin with. Like if they want to stop AI, that's what you do. You sue those people into fucking nothing. You sue some dude that was bored on a Tuesday who was like, I want to see Taylor Swift get fucked by, I don't know, the Kung Fu Panda. Like, that's not... Yes. Like, all that's going to do is, like, we know the internet, dude. Like, all that's going to do is cause more people to start making it so that it's impossible for her to sue everyone.
Yeah, that's terrible, though.
It is terrible.
I would feel bad. Like, I don't know, like... just like I would hate to be famous now. Like first, like everybody got their phones hacked, and now they don't even need to hack your phones.
Yeah, they can just create shit.
They can just create shit.
They just create shit.
Yeah, luckily, neither of us are famous or
fuckable.
I was about to say.
I mean, okay, but here's the last part of it that I thought was insane. Because of that, now Congress in the U.S. is taking AI seriously, literally because of the Taylor Swift thing. And I'm like, fuck you, there was a whole goddamn actors strike that affected another country, you pieces of shit.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck that, like, and honestly, there's been that shit for years. There's been deepfake stuff for years, specifically with Taylor Swift. If you go on Pornhub, you can type in Taylor Swift porn, it will come up.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this is now the
I just see the Joe Rogan like fake adverts for supplements. That's the deep fakes I see all the time.
Those ones are pretty funny too.
Yeah, it's clearly not Joe Rogan.
No. Or the one with him and Ben Shapiro where it's like, I went to the beach that made me old, and Ben Shapiro's like, what? Yeah, a beach can't make you old. And he's like, I don't know, dude. I wasn't old. I went to the beach. Now I'm old.
Anyways, yeah, it's been an interesting week of news.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Shout out football.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out America.
Shout out the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Fucking shout out Travis Kelce.
Shout out that one line punch out on the ball. That was insane.
What happened?
You saw that. They forced a fumble on the 1 yard line.
What?
Yeah, the Ravens buddy was about to dive in, and I think it was Flowers, and Schneed punched the ball out, and they got the ball back and stopped the touchdown.
Well,
football.
Anywho. America. I prefer the CFL.
You're a loser.
Nah, dude, I just really like it as a game.
CFL sucks.
I think it's just you know what? It makes for a more interesting game with a longer field, a bigger ball, and less downs.
Yeah.
It's a much more interesting game.
Definitely. It's like, no, I don't like Netflix. I like Tubi. I strictly use Tubi for all my straight to DVD. Their collection is 90% straight to DVD movies. Yet,
although
there's 3 good movies on it.
They do got some banger classic TV shows.
Yes,
they got Alf.
Yeah, and they got what is the other one? Plex has got all of Top Gear on it.
It's got Hell's Kitchen.
Yep,
that's on Tubi.
Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmare.
Yep.
There's fucking Bonanza.
Yep.
That's on
the only thing I don't like about Tubi, they show the same Crest White Strip commercial fucking every time.
Yeah, but I do like that it's. Here's the thing. At least I'm not paying to fucking see an advertisement
it's true.
Goddamn Crave and Amazon.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah, that's true.
Netflix is like, we're gonna start playing ads too. I'm like, why are we doing this anymore at all?
Speaking of Amazon, I have you seen Saltburn yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, we won't talk about it yet. You need to watch it.
It's on my watch list, man.
You should just watch it so we can talk about it. It's gonna pass its moment by the time you watch it.
Yeah, that happens with most movies that I watch, if I'm being honest with you.
But yeah, anyways.
I did watch The Iron Claw.
There you go.
Yeah. I thought that was a great movie.
I like that movie.
It was a fantastic movie.
Zac Efron kind of got snubbed.
100%.
I think it was a little late though in the season to garner the traction.
But,
yeah.
But fuck me. There was some. I mean, okay, there was some things that really didn't make sense. Okay. I don't know how you can nominate a movie for Best Picture, but not a director for Best Director. I do think that Greta Gerwig got fucked on that one.
Greta Gerwig got snubbed, and then I think Margot Robbie got snubbed too.
I think so too, because here's the thing: everyone going it's not that difficult of a role. That is a pretty fucking difficult role to do that believably in an absurd, heightened fucking way.
Well, if it's gonna get all of the other nominations, it's kind of not.
And also, obviously, everyone's already made this joke, but it's for a movie that is about, the patriarchy and how it's bad, and then they nominate the fucking one dude for Best Actor. It's what the fuck? And then America Ferrera gets nominated. I was like, she wasn't even the best part of that movie.
No.
There wasn't really anything in that movie that made me go, she stands out.
No.
No,
but I mean, Oppenheimer's gonna sweep. Pretty much like they've done everywhere else, but
it's probably gonna fucking absolutely sweep. I mean, I
think deservedly.
I think that Lily Gladstone should win Best Actress, though.
Yeah.
I mean, she was phenomenal in that.
I saw a thing of her when she was in high school. She got nominated for most likely to win an Oscar.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool, because I think that's the first time that's ever happened for someone, and then they actually got nominated for an Oscar.
My grade 7 yearbook, I got nominated as the funniest student in grade 7.
Nice.
I won it, actually.
My school was too small for that sort of stuff in the yearbook.
I was like, yeah, you had a couple options.
Yeah. There wasn't anything like that. It was just here's the football team.
Yeah.
It wasn't even our football team.
No.
We had to go play in another town.
I was going to say.
So we had fucking...
You didn't have enough for
20 kids.
For an offense or a defense.
Yeah, dude. We didn't even have enough for 6-man.
No.
Which is pathetic.
Damn.
We could have played 6-man. We didn't.
No.
Didn't have enough. We had to go play 9-man in another town.
Damn.
It was rough. But we made the playoffs. We were the first team to do that.
Yeah.
Years for that school.
But if any of you kids...
Which was 100% all me and my bench warming abilities.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I have to say, when I was in grade 12, there was we had a teacher that was on his practicum come in. And I was talking to him, and he was football fan, and he asked what all of our numbers were, and I said 85, and he was like, what's your position? I was like, defensive end. He's like, 85, that's usually a wide receiver number. And then the kid that bullied me piped up and went, yeah, well, it's actually a bench warmer number.
Nice.
That hurt.
Yeah, that probably
it was very funny.
That probably cut deep.
Cut deep.
Yeah.
Mainly because it was true.
Yeah, ouch.
But, I mean, I share the same football accolades that he does, so.
There you go.
Joke's on him. I had to do less.
Anyways, if any of you kids out there are wondering what funniest student gets you, you're looking at it.
Yeah, you get to co-host a podcast with a failing artist.
As you can tell, we've had a rough couple weeks.
It's been a great couple of weeks. I definitely don't want to play Heart Attack with the ceiling in my shotgun.
Anyways, we got a good album to talk about today. This is exciting.
We do.
This is my pick. I really like this album.
I dig it.
Yeah, I thought you would. It's kind of got very clearly inspired by like 80s synth pop and 80s pop music, pretty much all the way through.
Oh yeah.
But we're, as you can tell by the title, well, I'll do your thing because I'm hosting every week on Misfits on Vinyl.
You gotta do it with a little more gumption. Okay, redo it.
Every week on Misfits on
No,
Vinyl.
a little more gumption, a little more.
Every week on Misfits on
There we
Vinyl,
go.
we pick an album and we review it on a set of scores. We talk about the artist, the album, how the album came together, and all that fun stuff. This week, as you can see by the title, we're doing This Is Happening by LCD Soundsystem. Like I said before, this is my pick. I like this album. I like this band quite a bit. Yeah, I've been listening to this band probably since maybe like 2015, so a little after their heyday. But, you know.
I think that was about around the same time that I discovered Dance Yourself Clean.
Yes.
Which is what brought me onto them.
Which is probably one of their biggest songs and probably one of the best songs on this album specifically.
Wouldn't that maybe be their biggest?
I would say so. Daft Punk, Playing at My House is also very popular.
Oh, yep.
And what's the other one they had? One of their first hits. It's in here as well. Losing My Edge.
Ah, yes.
That was also very popular from them. All My Friends is another one. But they're a weird band. They're an American band, but they're one of those bands that I tend to have a theme. They're very popular in the UK. It seems like maybe I was born in the wrong place.
I thought they were Swedish.
Yeah, no,
so
they're
I'm
American.
learning.
But This Is Happening is the third studio album from American rock band LCD Soundsystem.
Damn.
It was released May 17th, 2010 through DFA and Virgin Records in the United States and Parlophone elsewhere. It was actually released the following day in the U.S., so May 18th, but 17th in the U.K. Just a little, you know.
Why did they do that?
I have no idea. But
I feel like we should know that as the number one music history podcast in Chile.
We don't know that much. That's part of our charm.
Part of our charm. We learn with you.
Yeah, DFA is co-founded by the band's lead singer and main creative force, James Murphy.
Ooh.
The album's been described as art pop, dance punk, an electronica album. It's super experimental for the style of music. Like a lot of the songs are like longer than 7 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're very long tracks. They do a lot of funky stuff on them. I like this quote from Murphy. Murphy seems to be kind of like a pretty funny guy, but he said, prior to the release of the album, Murphy promised that it'll be definitely better than the other two. Talking about the album. That was his selling feature. I like that. I thought that was funny.
I think that's a pretty solid way to promote your work.
He also stated that it was probably going to be the last LCD Soundsystem album. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It should have been, but it wasn't.
They fucked it up.
It was recorded in 2009, early 2010 at the Mansion studio in Los Angeles. The Mansion studio is owned by Rick Rubin.
Ooh.
And it's literally a mansion.
Really?
Yep, it's literally an old mansion. Apparently Harry Houdini lived at it, but that's debated. I don't know how that's debated. They could literally check the property records. But,
yeah, that would seem like a very easy thing to find
yes,
out.
but apparently that's debated.
Also pretty sure that Los Angeles keeps pretty good track of their city records.
Yes.
So that would be...
yeah, so anyways, that's a whole other thing.
Like them in New York seem to be the two that, their whole selling point is our city's history.
Yes.
So,
yes.
so you would think that they would have that.
Yeah. The band comprises of Murphy, who's vocal, and he plays like various instruments. He's also the sole producer on this album. So he's kind of like I said, the main creative force. Nancy Wang is on it. She plays synthesizer, keyboards. She does some background vocals.
Nice.
Pat Mahoney's on the drums. Tyler Pope plays bass guitar, synthesizer. Al Doyle, guitar,
Pat Mahoney?
synthesizer.
Like before football, he
yeah,
did this?
Mahoney, not Mahomes. Al Doyle was on guitar, synthesizer, percussion, and then, like I said, it's produced solely by James Murphy. First single on the album was Drunk Girls, and it was released April 2010. And the music video was directed by Spike Jonze.
Ooh.
Yep.
Academy Award winner.
Yep, there you go.
And co-creator of Jackass.
Yep. And he's kind of cool because he was I like his story.
Yeah, dude. Pro BMXer.
Yep.
Turned
music video director.
and skateboard video director.
Yeah, and then turned big
Legit
movie
director.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he makes interesting movies. And,
yeah. It's also funny because
he did Her, right? That's
yeah.
him, yeah.
Which you would not expect, like, if you had said when Jackass premiered, like, hey, one of the three guys that created this, like, he did Her.
Yeah.
He won an Oscar. And then people would be like, no way. And then you're like, See Steve-O puking up a goldfish? Yeah, later that's going to be Joaquin Phoenix having sex with a computer.
Scarlett Johansson.
With Scarlett Johansson.
So I got some background on the artist. I talk a little bit about Murphy in this, and then I talk about the band, because mostly this is about James Murphy. Like I said, he's kind of the main creative force behind this band, and he's kind of the band mostly. But
why wouldn't he name it something to do with I don't know, his initials?
I don't know, but I have a little bit about why they named it what it was. But
really, you're
gonna find some interesting facts about him. So there's not a whole lot about like his upbringing, but he was born in 1970 and grew up in Princeton Junction, New Jersey. He graduated from West Windsor Plainsboro High School. Sorry, I don't know why that made me laugh. In 1988, he went and attended NYU. He was an English major, but like us, he dropped out.
Nice. Good for him.
This is interesting. You'll get a kick out of this. At 22, Murphy was offered a job writing for Seinfeld.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but he passed it up, deciding that he wanted to pursue music, and he didn't believe the show was going to be that successful.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that would what the hell? Dude, I hate hearing people pass on massive things.
Imagine like he didn't become successful in this band, and he just like he like banked it on the wrong thing, and it almost looked that way. So like throughout his 20s, he was chasing music with like no real success. He was a member of a band called Falling Man from 88 to 89, Pony from 92 to 94, and Speed King from 95 to 97.
Dude, I didn't realize he was this fucking old.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So this video, this bit comes from a Middle 8 video I was watching on YouTube. Kind of described what I put in my own words, but kind of describe what he was going through at the time. He was feeling like a failure. He was quickly approaching 30, and he was lacking confidence in himself as a musician. He also said that he like doesn't have a good voice, and he doesn't look like a leading man. So he was like, kind of going through what we're going through. And he felt like his life needed like a hard reset. He needed to figure out what the fuck he was going to do with himself, whether that's continue doing music or try something different. But he was very much so in a rut. So he went and he was very ahead of his time. He went and spoke to a therapist, and and he decided to give music one last good shot.
Yeah, dude. What year was this?
This was like in the late 90s.
So yeah, this was before The Sopranos, so therapy wasn't cool yet.
No, it wasn't cool yet. And so he was like born in 70, so he was approaching his 30. This video didn't exactly say what exact timeline. It said he was approaching his 30s.
I would have loved if he went to see Lorraine Bracco.
Yeah, imagine he was like, you could write on The Sopranos, like, nah, I don't think the show's going to go anywhere either. So he decided to, like I said, give music a good shot and started producing full-time for local bands around New York. There was a couple listed. I didn't know who they were, so I didn't put them down. But around this time, he met Tim Goldsworthy. Goldsworthy's from the UK, and him and Murphy started DJing together.
Nice.
On the Lower East Side of New York, doing diverse genres of music. They started hosting like big parties, and he kind of started to, figure out his sound. Later on, him and Goldsworthy in 2001 with this guy Jonathan Galkin founded DFA Records.
DFA?
Yeah, Death from Above.
Ooh.
And they got inspiration from that, from Apocalypse Now, one of the helicopters.
Yep.
And they also sued a band called
Death from Above?
Yeah. So they had to change
1979?
They had to change it to Death from Above 1979.
So did they came up with it beforehand?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Beforehand. So the time that James spent DJing and producing allowed him to cultivate his own sound.
That's also really funny that they just added 1979.
Yeah, pretty much.
And arguably, like, Death from Above 1979, more people would know.
Well, yeah. Do you know why they picked 1979?
Because that was the year he was born?
No, it's the year Apocalypse Now came out.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Pretty sure.
That's
just going
really
off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure that's the year Apocalypse Now came out.
Wait, are you just making up a fact?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a fact. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Dude, you know what I love about that is like,
watch me be right.
Dude, I would be very impressed, but also not surprised, because it would be either 78 or 79 that it came out.
1979.
Wow. Okay, so you were right.
It's a safe assumption. That's why
safe
they named
assumption.
it that.
All right. Well, You know what happens when you make an assumption? Half the time you're right.
It's true. So if you're listening out there, confirm or not. Anyways, Murphy started finding his own sound, his own influences. In this Rolling Stone interview, he cited the B-52s, The Fall, Yes, David Bowie, and Can. He also named
like the film festival?
No, just Can, C-A-N.
Like a
pop
soup
can? Yeah.
Pop can?
Yeah.
Paint can?
Yeah.
Can of chew?
Yes.
Canned oysters?
Can of worms.
Can of worms?
Yep.
Can of cream soup?
Can you not do this anymore?
Canned peaches?
Yeah. Yeah.
Canned asparagus?
Yes.
I have some canned asparagus.
Gross.
It's expired.
Can of cream corn.
They also have that. It's also expired.
Nice. Would you rob a food bank?
No, it's during the pandemic. I was one of the people that like spazzed out early on, and like the day that everything shut down, I ran to the grocery store and tried to get everything that I could, but there was not much left, so I got like the last of fucking everything, dude. Like there was the pasta aisle was completely swept clean, except for fucking wagon wheel pastas and like giant O's. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff in my cupboard that I have not used.
Nice.
Don't know how to use it, and some of it I can't use now.
Nice. Where was I before you interrupted me
Can.
with your Can? Ah, yes. The band Can. He also named...
What can it do?
Orchestral Moves in the Dark, Bronski Beat, and the Smiths as his childhood favorites.
Ooh.
I get some of that in there. I get a lot of Talking Heads as well. A lot of people compare this band to their sound to the Talking Heads.
Fun fact about the Smiths. I don't know if I've brought this up on the podcast yet or not. This is a weird little story that I heard, but apparently in the 80s in the Zayt House here in Calgary, the Smiths, before they were famous, came and played the basement.
That's cool.
Yeah, which
That's
I think is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I've had sex in that basement. I've had
Don't
sex where the
lie.
Smiths played.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying.
Don't lie.
I'm not saying it was good.
I assumed that. It's another assumption I made. By the sounds of it, I was right on that too.
Yeah, no, I gave all half inch of my wiener.
There you go. I'm proud of you. So Murphy founded...
Got a millimeter Peter.
He founded LCD Sound
I got a
System.
needle dick, but I fuck
Fucking
like a
let me
sewing
read.
machine.
Let me read. He founded LCD Sound System in 2002, New York City borough of Brooklyn. The LCD part of the band stands for Liquid Christmas Display.
Wow. I would not have got that.
And it's a play on Liquid Crystal Display. And it originated from the earliest iteration of the band during a live performance at a Brooklyn Christmas party where Murphy and Pat Mahoney were covering Liquid Liquid. So, very creative on the name.
What type of liquid were they covering?
Liquid Liquid.
Like, were they covered in it?
I don't know. They were covering songs by Liquid Liquid.
So they did not have liquid on them?
Possibly. I can't confirm whether or not they did or not. They were probably sweating. They were performing.
It's true.
Yeah.
I sweat.
We all do.
Some people don't. Dude, some people are born without sweat glands.
It's true. But yeah, it's a kind
Those
of
people are called dogs.
I gotta say, it's kind of a like LCD Sound System sounds cool, but like Liquid Christmas Displays is so stupid.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, no, it's like one of those ones you probably they could have come up with a better, origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like NWA.
Yeah.
Neighbors with attitude.
That's exactly what it is. So they began releasing a string of singles with DFA. The first one we mentioned earlier.
DFA is DEF.
was Losing My Edge, which peaked at 115 in the UK. Described as an 8-minute laugh out loud, funny dissection of a cool over a dirty electronic beat. I don't know what that means.
A cool over?
Yeah.
Cool over.
Yeah, over a dirty electronic
Like
beat.
a coolant?
It became a underground dance favorite.
Ooh.
It's kind of he does the talking thing. This is the one that often people think is Talking Heads. Literally, one of the top comments on the music video is, "I spent years Googling 'Losing My Edge' by the Talking Heads."
Dude, that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those songs. He kind of does the talking thing, and it's literally talking about how he was feeling at the time.
And it became an underground hit in Brooklyn?
No, in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it became an underground dance hit. Doesn't specifically say where.
I thought it was a hit with the Jews.
Losing my edge.
Losing my edge.
But yeah, it was a very popular song for them at the time. Like I said, it's a talky, sort of talking about time moving past him and how he's losing his edge to all these different other artists, how he can't really compete with what they're doing because he's getting old. And that's how he felt. But then he made this band and he became cool again.
Man, when you said that he's getting old, I just thought of Fleetwood Mac's Landslide.
Yeah. This is not like that. This is a whole different song.
Just felt bad for him.
And he followed that single up with "Give It Up" in the following year, "Yeah," and "Movement." The latter two peaked at number 77 and number 52 in the UK.
Oh shit.
And then they released their self-titled debut album in January 2005 with massive critical acclaim.
I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
In 2005.
That's great. Good for you.
I remember listening to Sirius XM Hits 1 with my dad driving around the West Coast.
Nice.
Going to my great-grandma's 90th birthday party.
Well, you know what they were listening to in the UK at this time? LCD Soundsystem. Daft Punk is Playing at My House was their first top 40 hit.
Oh.
Peaking at number 29.
Unwritten.
It was
Natasha Bedingfield.
It's apparently their most commercially successful single.
Is that Natasha Bedingfield?
Yes.
Unwritten, it is?
Yeah, I think so. And it charted in Australia, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Following this album, they toured with MIA.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so.
MIA, who famously sampled Straight to Hell by The Clash and made their song Paper Planes very popular.
Yes. I was going to say, too, you mentioned Natasha Bedingfield. I saw a video of her the other day. She was walking through like a garden, and that song was playing, and then the comments were all like, "You don't know how much you've done for the hood. The hood thanks you so much. You don't know how much black people love you." Like, it's so funny.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. You know what I think would be really? Oh, why is she licking your hat?
Really?
You know, it'd be really funny if we had just never mentioned that I had a cat.
Yeah.
And just pretended that I didn't have one. And
Didn't
whenever,
exist?
if anybody commented like, "Oh, cute cat," we just go, "What cat?
Yeah, what cat you talking about?
What cat is that?"
But
We just gaslit our audience.
this album, like, sent them into the very, I wouldn't say the stratosphere, but they got very popular. Not only popular fan-wise, but they've become, like, critical darlings, which they kind of are pretty much most of their career. One of those bands where I can't say they're like, you know, a big arena act, or even though they have played big arenas, but they're more of the critics love them, people that are into music really love them, you know, your pretentious friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, they received 2 nominations at the Grammy Awards for this album.
Ooh.
Their debut album. So Best Electronic and Dance Album, and Best Dance Recording for Daft Punk is Playing at My House.
Nice.
I don't think they won though. It didn't say anything about that, but they got some nominations.
Got some noms.
Now this next part, I think
Nom.
you'd get a kick out of this. In 2006, they released a composition entitled 4533. It's a part of a Nike ad run for Original Run series. It was made available to download on iTunes. Despite its name, the track is actually 45 minutes and 58 seconds long.
Oh, dude,
and
what?
it's a reference to the vital speed, 45
and 33. Yeah. I got that, but I was like, what the? That's funny.
So it's a 45-minute song, and people like theorized that it was like meant to like perfectly pace like a run. And they asked James Murphy about it, and he was like, "Just wanted to make a long song." That's literally what he said. I just wanted to make a long song. So this next album, which people argue is their best album, was released in March 20th, 2007. It's called Sound of Silver, and it was massive critical acclaim. Praises included Mixmag awarding it the title of the album of the month, a 9.2 score on Pitchfork, a 5-star review from The Guardian.
Ooh.
they went on tour with Arcade Fire that same year.
Ooh.
Promoting this album, and it received Grammy nomination again for Best Electronic and Dance Album, and the album was named the Best Album of 2007 by The Guardian, Uncut and Drowned in Sound.
Damn.
So this one is also very, very popular among the people.
The people
that like this band.
Hey, the people, they love it.
And then Murphy started branching out a bit. He got into film scoring. He did a Noah Baumbach film, Greenberg.
Oh, yep. I've seen that.
That's the only one I wrote down, but I'm pretty sure he's done more.
Okay.
But he started branching out a little bit away from the band, which starts planting the seeds that the band's going to break up. Which they did after this is happening, which was released, like I said, in May of 2010. They followed up this with a massive show in 2011 in February. They did 5 shows leading up to this show, but they sold out Madison Square Garden on April 2nd as their final show as the band disbanded. It's on YouTube. It's fucking an awesome concert.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really cool. They had special guests, Arcade Fire, Reggie Watts. There was a couple other people there. But yeah, it was a massive concert for them. They ended off their show.
Dude, Reggie Watts is an oddity, and like I love him as an artist.
He just kind of shows up places.
Yeah, dude, and like he somehow is like known, like obviously because he does both, but like he's somehow like known in both comedy and music, like respected by all of his peers. You know, like it's not like there's any comedians or musicians that are like, oh, fuck that guy.
No,
he somehow like has balanced it perfectly where everyone's like, love that guy.
Yeah, I just like that he shows up every once in a while in a weird thing like this at their final show.
Or he's the house band for James Corden.
Yeah. Which, I don't want to talk about James Corden. That guy's a twat.
I believe Ricky Gervais said he was a fat pussy.
Yes. And he's also in Cats. This year we got to see James Corden as a fat pussy. He's also in Cats. Very good line. Very good
fucking
joke.
Great line.
Awesome joke. So yeah, they played Madison Square Garden, like I said. They closed off their show with New York.
Honestly, that's another thing. Taylor Swift was in the Cats movie, dude.
Can you let me fucking read?
Can
you let me read? That's why I hate reading. You're the fucking worst. You're literally the worst. Like trying to power through this and you just fucking go, Taylor Swift was also in Cats. Yeah, so was like 50 other fucking celebrities. What does that have to do with anything?
No, I just think like if you're gonna sue someone for, you know, altering your image, I would have sued the people that made Cats for.
Idris Elba was in Cats, and Idris Elba was in The Wire, and The Wire was on HBO. Sopranos was on HBO. Jerry Seinfeld had an HBO special. You know who could have been on Seinfeld? James Murphy.
I like that you brought it back.
Yeah, because that's what I've been trying to do this entire fucking episode. So let me read this paragraph you've interrupted me 4 fucking times on. The final song they performed was New York, I Love You, But You're Bringing Me Down. The show lasted 4 hours.
I will say New York, I Love You, But You're Bringing Me Down might be my favorite of their songs.
Yeah, it's a good song.
It's a good song.
It's a good song.
I am sorry for interrupting
okay.
so much.
It's okay. I still love you. I'm thinking about it, though. Since then, the band has reunited since they broke up. They've toured a bunch. They've made new music consistently since like 2015, 2016.
Damn.
Yep. So they're out and about now. They did a bunch of headlining tours in like 2017, 18. All the big ones, Glastonbury and other big ones. Yeah, that's what they've done.
Leeds?
Yeah. Would you say?
Leeds?
Maybe. I don't know.
The Reading Festival?
Possibly. I don't know. I don't have it written down. It's safe to assume they did some big ones.
Manchester?
Possibly.
Shambhala?
I don't think so.
Not the one here, the one in the UK.
Maybe.
There's a big one in the UK.
Is there?
Yeah.
Nice.
One of my friends posted about it, and I was like, he's in Canada? And then I found out that there's a Shambhala in the UK. I was very surprised.
Let's talk about some notable tracks. Of course, Dance Yourself Clean. Very popular song. That the change in that one is pretty great. The little beat drop. And
Yeah.
That's a cool little thing they do in that song. I like. Yeah. Yeah. I Can Change. That's also probably one of their more popular songs.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard that one, and whether that's on like some sort of commercial or TV show, I don't know. I've heard it elsewhere. Drunk Girls was a single. Pow Pow. Home. I really like that song. Home.
This is really stupid, but okay. I Pow Pow just made me think of it. When I was in like grade 8, did you have to do the spelling bees that would like qualify you for potentially like for provincials or nationals or whatever?
No.
Okay, it was mandatory in our fucking school, and I hated it. But I was also like, at the one year I was like, you know what? I'm gonna actually try really hard.
Yeah.
So I did, and the word they gave me was powwow, and I very confidently said POW POW.
Pow Pow.
and they said you're wrong, and I argued with them.
You were having a knob flashback. You're like, I was a POW. It was a POW.
Dude, it was so bad. I fucking argued with them.
You were wrong.
That was wrong. And then when I saw it written out, I went, I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah, but they already knew that.
Yeah, everyone already knew that, dude.
Yeah. Let's get into the ratings of this thing, because this thing's got a lot of really high scores. Not one of those ones where we get mixed reviews. So I got a bunch from here. Any Decent Music gave it a 7.7 out of 10.
Nice.
Metacritic, these are the aggregate scores. Metacritic was an 84 out of 100. All Music, 4 out of 5 stars. The AV Club, an A. Entertainment Weekly, an A. Guardian, 4 out of 5. Los Angeles Times, 3 out of 4.
Nice.
I hate the way they all do different shit.
Yeah, there should be an average system.
The MSN Music Consumer Guide gave it an A-. NME gave it an 8 out of 10. Pitchfork a 9.2 out of 10. Rolling Stone gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Spin gave it an 8 out of 10. So the Metacritic was based on 38 reviews, so an 84 out of 100 on 38 reviews.
Damn.
The Guardian reviewer Alex Petridis observed that the album did not contain Sound of Silver's startling sense of mapping out new territories, instead sticking to a template that works incredibly well. In his review on All Music, Tim Sendra had a similar opinion, stating, "This Is Happening doesn't quite reach the monumental heights of the band's previous album. It still provides proof that LCD Soundsystem was one of the most exciting and interesting bands around the 2000s. This is a retrospective, by the sounds of it. Sandra also commented that Murphy's expansion as a lyricist and songwriter said that his production on the album reveals himself at the top of his game. I think the lyrics are they're okay.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say that I listen to this album for the lyrics.
No, I like the Dance Yourself Clean. Talking like a jerk, except you are an actual jerk. Sometimes friends are mean. I like that. It's very innocent for somebody that's like in their 40s to be writing like that.
Yeah, I assumed that he was in his like early 20s.
Yeah.
I had no idea until now.
It's very earnest, which Jody Rosen commented on from the Rolling Stones. She said it contains some of Murphy's most earnest, love-torn songs.
Ooh.
Pitchfork's Ryan Dumble awarded the album the Best New Music accolade, describing it as pretty perfect. Which is pretty high reviews by most of them. This Is Happening was named the second best album in 2010 by Pitchfork.
Wow.
This album was also number 10 on the Rolling Stones list of 30 best albums of 2010.
Damn.
And it went silver in the UK.
Holy shit.
There you go. That's pretty much all I got. It was kind of hard to find information on this album that was like centralized in one place. Had to kind of do a little taking and putting and writing things in my own words and not copying, pasting, like I usually do.
Yeah, it turns out that it actually, I mean, like, I thought that you did a great job.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed your research for this episode.
But yeah, I like this album a lot. I will say, I can't say it's like, it wouldn't be in my favorites of all time.
No.
If we had a list of like top 30 or top 50. I do find myself listening to a lot of the singles off this album. They're still in rotation for me.
Dance Yourself Clean comes on like usually when I'm biking.
Yes.
And that's a great biking track.
Yeah.
Like that's a great track for like any sort of solo sport that you can just put some headphones in and fucking do it.
Yeah, but like I seen a couple different things about this I didn't put in, but he was kind of at this time. New York had a bunch of bands coming out of it, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, the Strokes, like that sort of style of garage rock music. And James Murphy talked about he viewed it as the same sort of New York rock revolution that came out in the 70s with the Ramones, the Velvet Underground, all those sort of bands coming out of New York. So he wanted to be a part of it in a certain sense, but he was doing something completely different. I don't think he falls in that garage rock sort of, same sort of category as those other bands are. I think he was doing something a little different. I think it's strange that his music is so, like, literally some of the not so much the way he sings, but the sounds itself are just like straight out of the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Like the way the style of synthesizer he uses, the total composition of the songs are very 80s.
Yeah, like it sounds like mid 80s new wave, alt sort of shit.
So I don't think he was reinventing the wheel, but I think he was doing it at a time where this wasn't the style of music that was everything was really guitar heavy, more punk inspired than it was synthwave and pop inspired from that time.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's review this thing.
Yeah, let's give it a rating.
So we review every week. We review the album on a bunch of different elements. These elements are technical, musical, lyrics, reception, album art, and does it hold up? We give it a score out of 10.
Yeah.
We kind of just give it as a listener's perspective. We are not musically talented or talented in general. So this album. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the technical element.
Technically, I mean, like, okay. What I think is interesting is it's, like we mentioned in terms of, like, sonically, it does sound very 80s in a way. And I like what you said about, having been very heavily inspired by the rock revolution that it was happening at the time. But I also think that, I don't know. I think that it really shows that he has had so much experience in music in general with this album with the mixing that is going on. I think that there's a really, really solid build in each song.
One thing I wanted to comment on, not to interrupt you, I do find his voice to be quiet in the mix on certain tracks.
Oh yeah.
Which is a little bit of a nitpicky thing.
And I do think that there is some stuff that isn't, I think, leveled properly. I think that it's still mixed very well, but for an album that is primarily made in a computer, you would kind of hope that it would be a little bit more perfect, Yeah,
well, I mean,
a little more shiny.
We are masters of leveling audio.
That's true. As of right now, is
microphone situation.
The few people that have listened all the way through are like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been very up and down.
First off, Spencer won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he talks too loud too.
Second of all,
I talk too quiet.
Everything sounds echoey.
Yes, we're working on it.
We're working on it.
But I think technically, I think it's one of the stronger aspects of the album. I mean, I'm gonna put it probably at an 8.
Yeah, I'd meet you at an 8 on this.
Musically, it's a fun album to listen to. I think the stuff they're doing musically is interesting and it's different. I'm gonna go high on it. I think I enjoy this style of music. I'm gonna go a 9 on it.
You're gonna go a 9?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go an 8.5 on it.
8.5.
I do dig it musically, but I also find that and this is a personal thing, but I find that whenever I'm listening to an electronic album, sometimes I find it hard to differentiate when one track ends and another begins. I found that a little bit with this album, as this was like the first time that I actually sat down and listened to it all the way through.
Yep.
But I mean, that's not to say that it's bad. It's just that I when I got done listening the first time, I was like, really, any of those could have been a single. you know, so I'd probably go an 8.5 just because of that.
So I'm gonna let you still do the math.
All right, so 8.75. We're at an 8.5 right now.
8.5. Lyrically, now I'm not gonna dock the lyrics. I don't think they're poor per se, but I don't think they're really the most.
Yeah, like it's not an album that you listen to the lyrics for.
Yeah, and I think he does a good job of setting tone and mood. You kind of get an idea of how he, like, especially through, like, not so much on this song, but a lot of his other songs, he does a really good job of portraying his personality.
Yeah.
I think he does the same way on this album, not so much like the funnier sides, but the, the sort of, like, overall, like, I wouldn't say, like, depressed, but, like, that sort of, like, nonchalant sort of, casual, like that, like he's got that sort of attitude, and it I think it's really great. So I'm gonna go a 7.5 on the lyrics.
Yeah, I think I'll meet you at a 7.5.
Nice.
I kind of I agree with you. I feel like some of the lines are funny, and those ones really work well for me.
I think he's got a unique perspective is probably more what I was trying to hint at, and the way he writes lyrics and writes songs are a little different than I'd say another sort of contemporary artist, whatever you want to say. I think it's a little less focused on it's just not so much about I don't know what I'm saying. Something about I'm just rambling. Anyways, it's 7.5. Reception wise, I mean, it was well received.
Very well
Didn't
received.
get any of the big nominations that it previously had, but 2010 was a very big year for music.
Yeah.
So it's kind
Dude,
of
a
tough
great big pile of leaves. Have you seen My Prefrontal Cortex came out that year?
Yep, and among other really fantastic albums.
It's really hard to beat that one, though.
But on like the publication side and the critical side of things, I mean, it was very well received. Everything is over, like, close to an 8, over an 8, or an A.
Yeah.
Pretty much across the board, or 4 out of 5 stars, or 5 out of 5 stars, because they all fucking do something different. So I'm gonna give it. I think reception-wise, it has to be at least an 8.5 or a 9.
Yeah, I'd say 8.5 because that's very close to the Metacritic.
Yeah.
I'd probably throw it into the 8.5.
So we'll meet at 8.5 on that. Now the album art. I don't think the album art's anything special.
It's also like, I gotta say, like, there's a lot of albums that look exactly like that. Like, it's not very distinguishable.
It could have very well been like a Michael Bublé album.
Yeah, it could have been.
It's just him in a suit.
Could have been Robin Thicke.
Which is interesting because their other albums had pretty cool art style. Like, their first album was like a drawn-up disco ball, and then the other one, I don't know what it was. It had like there's another drawn. Anyways, it's cool. They did. It's different from the way their first couple albums looked.
Yeah.
Specifically, their first one, I think, is
different, better, not necessarily.
No, I don't think it's anything special.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say this is an iconic album art by any measure. So I'm gonna go like a 6.
Going a 6?
Yeah.
Hard 6?
Yeah.
6.
I know it's gonna bring the score down, but it.
I'm gonna go a 6.5 because
Nice.
then that'll average us at 8.
Nice. I think that's a fair rating.
I think that's a fair rating.
I think this album rules. If you're into this style of music or you're curious about it, give it a listen.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of cool ideas on this album.
Saucer and earworm.
And I don't think it's one of those albums either. Like, I won't say it. Like, we've had lots of albums where you're like, oh, this influenced a lot of bands afterwards. Don't think it's got that sort of lasting effect. But I think a lot of people that were making music in this style of music like him.
I also think, like, it's definitely, like, of its time, not in a bad way. Like, it's like, there was that period, when Daft Punk was at its peak and then starting to fade out, where there was a lot of artists that were doing the, that style of electronic and dance music that was pre, the fucking Deadmau5 and Skrillex style shit, right? So, like,
yeah, one thing I like about this specifically, it's not, I don't think it's dance music that's, taking inspiration from electronic music, if that makes sense. It's like, it's, dance electronic that takes inspiration from rock and pop.
Yeah.
So it's got a little bit of a different outlook than the other big dance groups at the time that were making music, such as Daft Punk. I think it's got a whole different sound.
Totally.
Standpoint.
But I would also say, like, because Daft Punk, it seems like they took more inspiration from, like, composition and like orchestral style
and
music.
Disco and all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Like they had like a also a weird, like not weirder but like more eclectic influence. Yeah.
Anyways, I think it does hold up.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'd say it holds up.
I think it's got a.
I'd say since like I didn't discover the album until 5 years later.
Yeah.
And then
Well, I'm the same way. I didn't listen to it.
been
until,
bumping it since then, so almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I'd say like I'd say it holds up.
I think it holds up. So what do we ended up at an 8 out of 10?
8 out of 10.
Yeah, no, that's like I said, give it a listen.
That fucks.
It does.
That fucks.
Maybe we should add that as a category. Does it fuck?
Does it fuck? It fucks, dude.
It fucks.
Can you fuck to this music?
Depends on the BPM.
I mean, yeah. Well, it depends if you're going in intervals or if you're going like for distance. You know, you a sprinter or a marathon runner.
Nice.
I am definitely a sprinter.
Yeah. If there was a 10-meter race, you'd win it.
I'd win it.
Yep.
I got a tiny dick and I'll come in a heartbeat.
Lovely. Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I'm sorry that I was talking too much this episode, everyone.
No,
and,
you don't have to apologize.
And I'm sorry that the audio is bad. And,
no, I think the audio's fine.
I'm sorry that my life is crumbling around me.
We managed to pull out a nice hour, 10-minute.
Nice. Well, that's pretty.
For now, we'll probably make some cuts and edits and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'd definitely like to make some cuts, but. But it's not going to be in the computer.
Anyways, that was fun.
That was fun.
It's always good to be back.
It's always good to be back. Hopefully,
this will come out at some point.
Yeah, this will come out next week, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause I got the Tate McRae one coming out this week.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's not a spoiler because that's in the past now.
Yeah, it's in the past.
People have heard that one. They went, "Wow, Spencer, what's wrong with you? You fucking sucked that episode too."
You did not suck.
And I'll go,
Don't
"Thanks."
be so hard on yourself.
They'll go, "Yeah, you know what? You should
don't be so hard
jump
on
off a
yourself.
bridge." And I'll go, "You're right."
Hey, don't take it personally. Sometimes friends can be mean.
No. You know what? You were not a jerk. I am an actual jerk. Okay.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Anal contusions.